Greetings, I'm Lou, your host of all things odd and strange, where we explore the odd in a slightly strange way. So our topic for today is none other than the rather dubious and question-laden Chicago's Columbian Fair. Initially, this doesn't sound so nefarious, right? Well, let's get into it. This fair opened on May 5th of 1893. I highly recommend that you Google the images of this fair so as to get the full experience of what I'm speaking about here. You will find that the pictures are full of massive ornate buildings of a certain type of old world architecture, unparalleled even today. They built this fair on 690 acres of land on which they purportedly built over 200 buildings. This huge complex was dubbed the White City due to all the white stone and concrete that was used to construct these buildings. The city gleamed in the sunlight. It resembled an empire long past. There were large waterways that twisted through the city, with gondoliers taking visitors on rides through the canals. Now, just to give you an idea of the size of the buildings in this city, the Manufacturers and Liberal Arts Building is 31 acres. That's just one building. All right, so the stage is set, and here come the questions. At face value, this is an astronomical feat of engineering and manual labor. Simple enough. And we could leave it at that, but you know I won't. Let's consider the year. White City supposedly began construction around 1890. Well, let's consider the tools, machinery, and lack of construction technology of this period. We are looking at horse-drawn carriages and handsaws. Yes, a lot can be accomplished with these tools. Look at the great cathedrals that were built. The Cathedral of Notre Dame was constructed with only hand axes, saws, chisels, pulleys, and a lot of laborers. Here's the rub, though. They began building in 1163 and finished in 1345. It took them 182 years to build Notre Dame Cathedral. Okay, granted, we made some progress by the 1890s with building techniques, but not enough to build an entire city with over 200 buildings, with the largest being 31 acres, with waterways, all in 2 years and 4 months. I don't know about you, but the math just ain't mathin'. The Chicago Fair is not just a one-off. Let's go to the Louisiana Purchase Expo of 1904. Same megastructure architecture, but this time they supposedly built 1,500 buildings in 3 years. Alrighty then. Theory time. It has been suggested that these were not fairs at all. Instead, pre-existing structures before a great reset. Look up mud floods, Tartaria, and the Cabbage Patch Children, the grand architecture of the huge insane asylums that also were being built at this time. You could be institutionalized for a diagnosis of nostalgia and memory problems. All of these subjects dovetail into the story of these grand world fairs and the very specific architecture attributed to them. They, whoever they are, reset our history and covered up a time that was before this one. Again, quote unquote, they were touting these abandoned cities as showcases of American ingenuity. Another question. Why did they feel the need to tear these buildings down, save a few, after the fair was over. These magnificent works of grand old world architecture were torn down. The Manufacture and Liberal Arts Building of 31 acres fame still remains to this day. Their rationale for not tearing it down was that it was made with steel. Another question. What were the other buildings made of? Remember, the architecture was massive. One would hope there was something pretty hardy holding them up. Again, I encourage you to take a look at some of the old photos online. All right, I think I've raised enough questions. It's up to you to find the answers. This has been an odd topic indeed that could take years of exploring this rabbit hole. So have fun digging, and we'll see you on the flip side.